It's the 22nd of June. I'm sitting in the garden on a lovely sunny afternoon. It's a beautiful, what we call a Toy Story sky, you know, where there is blue but there's sort of pretty fluffy clouds. So it is cloudy, but it's nice. It's summery. Well, it's British summery. Anyway, enough of the surroundings. You can probably hear birdsong as well. Why am I so obsessed with birdsong? I don't know. Anyway, we're sitting in the garden and the dogs are getting on well. They're just hanging out, chilling, mingling. They still have skirmishes, and the big development is they've started to play, actually play. And it's been a while coming, and I think it's because they're quite different mindsets, in that I think Mischief's inheritance is, silly as it sounds for a small breed, but a herding breed. You know, her ancestors, her larger ancestors, were reindeer herders. And so her instinct is sort of, what's going on here, what's that, to be a bit suspicious, to be a bit watchful, a little bit wary, and to be a little bit worried, I think. And maybe she's picked that up from me, because I'm usually a little bit worried, at least a little bit worried about something, so maybe she's picked that up from me. But Diamond, so far, and she is a very young puppy yet, so I don't know whether her true eventual adult personality, I'm just going to fill you in, because she's just sat down on my foot, and she is so gorgeous and lovely at the moment. So we'll celebrate the gorgeous and loveliness of the moment. But as I understand it, Papillons are dwarf spaniels. And I always thought of spaniels as a very sweet, loving, fawning breed with lots of affection kind of thing. But apparently they can be crazy, and we're certainly seeing that spaniel craziness. And we're seeing the affection that's coming through now loud and clear. But I think her instinct is more, what is that? Can I fetch it? Can I play with it? Can I do anything interesting with it? Can I take it to somebody and get something for? I mean, Mischief does bring us things with that. That's something we've taught her, but Diamond seems to display that. So I think, to sum up the difference in their characters, Mischief is kind of, what is that? Whereas Diamond is, what is that? And that's an exaggeration, and that's to boil them down to one sentence. They're much broader characters than that. But that kind of, to go back to the original point, I do meander. I'm sorry, I hope you enjoy the meandering. If you don't, I'll probably keep doing it anyway. But anyway, I meandered within a meandering there. I think they've taken a while to sort themselves out, because they are different characters. And so Diamond, with her natural character and with puppyhood, has been quite bold and in your face with her approaches to Mischief. And Mischief has been a little bit like, ooh, ooh. Also, the pulling the hair didn't help. Mischief's been to the groomers in the last week and had some hair washed away and whatever they do. So that's a bit better. It's not quite so much hair to grab, and when Diamond does get her teeth into the hair, her teeth don't snag so much. It doesn't hurt so much for Missy. So I think there's been lots of things working against them, but gradually they have worked through it, and they have started to play this week, which has been lovely to see, and long may it continue. That new entente cordiale between the dogs is partly down to their own lovely, if a little mismatched natures, and also due to lots of hard work. If you've listened to earlier episodes, you'll know we consulted behaviourist Rachel Rogers, who was a huge help. Part of the homework she set us was using toys to help the dogs interact better, and making sure Diamond was getting enough sleep and food. So we were doing our best to create an environment which fostered both dogs' happiness. But we couldn't control the weather. It's the 26th of June. It's another, some would say, beautiful day. It is beautiful, but it's so hot. Too hot for me. And actually, as it turns out, too hot for Diamond, really, because it's me and Mischief in the garden. She wanted to come out for a toilet break, so I'm sitting in the shade with my sun cream on, my SPF, and there's quite a nice breeze. But Diamond doesn't really take to the heat, and she goes a little bit off her food, which nothing else so far has stopped her eating. She's a good little eater. She will eat anything and everything you put in front of her, or which she can get in front of. She sometimes gets to Mischief's bowl and tucks right in. She reminds me of Buddy then, because as I walk up to the bowl and she knows I'm going to take the bowl away from her, she sort of drops her jaw and sweeps her mouth around the bowl to get as much in as possible in the time she's got. So she is a very good little eater, and she's putting weight on and she's thriving. But the heat caused her not to eat so much, and also caused her to be quite sleepy. So I'm not going to lie, that was quite nice that she was a little bit sleepy, a little bit down from hyper, and I think we've all enjoyed, all of us including Mischief have enjoyed the fact that she's been just a little more relaxed. And as I say, she's asleep in her pen at the moment. So, you know, she's growing up, she's doing well. We will have had her 2 months this weekend. Not an awful long time. It feels, in some ways, it feels quite new, and in other ways, it feels like, oh my goodness, we've been doing this forever. My life has just been pee and poo and a spray and hard work. But all that hard work will be worth it, honestly, and it's worth it now at times. She is so delightful. She is just so affectionate and funny, and you know, all of us, she sees us and she wags her tail and she can't wait to get to you, and including Mischief, you know, she wags her tail and she can't wait to interact. Sometimes that interaction, the you know, cuddling or licking or whatever, tips over into biting, but that's typical. She's a puppy. That will gradually go right. So it's been quite a journey, you know, as they say. Well, it has been a journey because it was lovely, and then it was, well, it felt quite bleak. I'm not going to lie. It was really, really difficult, and I wasn't sure if I'd done the right thing or what we were doing. And I mean, there was never any question of Diamond staying or not, but I did question, had I done the right thing? Should I have gone for an older dog? Should I have? I don't know. But I know now she is the right dog for us, and we're going to have adventures. They're not all going to be nice adventures, but that's the nature of adventures. You don't know where you're going. But we're in it for the long haul, and it's only been 2 months. It's only been the short haul so far, but that's been pretty good.
And then the sun went back to bed and the rain returned.
You find me in July, back where I was in May, sheltering under an umbrella as the rain falls on a chilly Shropshire. The cows are in the field. They're looking a bit miserable as well, standing in the rain. I'm not really miserable standing in the rain, and Diamond's definitely not miserable being in the rain. Things are a lot better than at the start, obviously, what you'd expect. We've had Diamond 9 weeks now, and there are not just moments, there are long minutes where she's absolutely adorable, and she'll sit on your lap and she won't bite you for ages. She's a delight. She's lovely. She's teething or whatever it is, or, you know, full of the devilment of puppyhood. But she is lovely. She's learning things. She's picking up. It's really interesting. It's a big reminder that they pick up on things that you hadn't actually taught them actively. And so the other night I stepped into the pen to put her treat in the crate, and she was obviously like, oh right, it's bedtime, okay, I'll run in the crate, and I hadn't actually taught her those cues or anything. So that was a real reminder that they learn so much more than just what you intend them to learn, and that's useful, and it can be not so useful. But she's very, very quick, and one of the things she's really quick about is when I approach her, we always swap things. We never just take things off our dogs. We swap, you know, a treat or another toy. But she's caught on to that, and she's like, when I approach her now, she's got something, I don't know, a tissue or a shoe or whatever she shouldn't have. If I approach her with a treat or another toy, she's like, aha, you're going to take my treasure off me. No, I'm going to run away. So we're working on that. So I do now approach her when she's got something she should have, and I just offer her a treat or another toy and leave them with her, but leave them both with her. So I'm working on that as well. But, you know, we all think we want a clever dog, and then we get a clever dog, and the problem is that we're not as clever as we thought. I'm not as clever as I thought. I think my dog is cleverer than me. Yep, I'm outwitted by my dog every time. Oh well. This has been the inane ramblings of a puppy owner with Julie Hill, and sometimes with Diamond the Papillon, and often with Mischief the German Spitzklein. You can find our regular podcasts at dogcastradio.com. And if you have a dog, whatever you're going through with your dog, I'd love to hear from you.